Good afternoon, everyone. Am I mic'd up? Good. My name is Michael Breen. I'm the head of commercial for Audax, based out of Singapore. Audax is the first product, first vendor that's deployed a full end-to-end digital banking stack deployed in a multinational bank. No one has done this before, and no one has done it at scale. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the scale that we've done today as our business as well. We are the early ones that have brought this to market. End-to-end BaaS, embedded finance, greenfield and brownfield digital banking stack, end-to-end, and modernization of a bank's technology stack. And we will do each of these use cases 6 months. We'll have a bank, greenfield or a legacy bank, to production. What's the problem we're trying to address? Well, banks have gone through a long history of trying to transform. And if you look at any board report for the last 15 years, transformation has been in there. If you were to reflect back over the last 15 years, how many of those transformations have actually been hit the reality that they wanted to achieve? They've not done it because the technology simply wasn't available. It wasn't available in a manner that was easy to deploy, that had all the targets, all the options that they needed to deliver, and give them the cost of ownership to actually operate it at scale and change. You now have to look at what's happened in the banking industry over the last, again, 15 years. And the customer attitude towards banks has changed. A new customer demographic doesn't relate to a bank. They relate to a brand. And brand relation is really the super important bit of how to acquire customers for financial services. It's a lot more efficient, it's a lot cheaper, and frankly, it's more compelling because you're engaging a customer at the point of acquisition. And we've seen with evidence that banking as a service, embedded finance, has got a likelihood of 3x of a market customer acquisition versus a conventional banking model. And the opportunity here that we see as available to unlock the total addressable market is the best part of $500 billion. So it's not exactly a small bit of change. So we believe we can go after those capabilities, and we are going after them right now. But how does a bank address this? They can build an end-to-end technology stack on their own. A few banks have done that. I will see you in 4 years, and I'll see you in $100 to $200 million, and then you need to own it. You can orchestrate, buy and stitch 30 to 40 vendors, bring them together and build out a digital banking stack. Quite a lot of that's taken place, but again, I will see you in a few years and $100 million and change. And then you've got a very high cost of operating with 30, 40 vendors, the ongoing life cycle. Or you could take our approach, a plug-and-play digital banking stack. We have pre-orchestrated virtually the entire of the banking technology you need to deliver banking as a service embedded finance, greenfield digital banks, or for an incumbent bank to modernize. And we are there ready to deliver this because we've built a cloud native, we own all the IP, and we are core agnostic. If you're an incumbent bank and have been struggling with transformation because of your legacy core, come and talk to Audax because we have solved where we don't need to worry about migrating your legacy core. We will build alongside it. And we've done it. We've done it at scale. We have built digital banks in Indonesia with a brand called Bukalapak, the Amazon of Indonesia, where they now run a fully branded digital bank without having a banking license. They use the standard chartered balance sheet in Indonesia. We are deploying a fully embedded finance solution in Malaysia, where the customer can onboard from the e-wallet and be fully funded with a low-value loan in 15 seconds. And the writing really is about growth. If you go to a new addressable market, 98% of our customers we see are new to bank, and you get 3x customer growth on the balance sheet. It's incredible. What about the competitive landscape? The world has been full of core banking, and we are not a core banking platform. We are a core enabler. We're a banking enabler. There are old technologies, there are modern technologies out there. We slice right down the middle because we are bankers by trade. We understand what it takes to build a digital bank, to modernize a banking structure, and the way that we built our platform is unparalleled against any of the competition that we see. We've got high scale, long lead generation, we're about 9 months old. We see an addressable opportunity of about $700 million in our pocket by 2027 of a total lifetime value. And we do that by a really, really simple commercial model that gives a bank the ability to scale double quick at a low risk, low cost. We're looking for client access, we're looking to get into tech partnerships, and we're looking for market access as we expand beyond Asia into GCC. And how are we going to use it? We've got an MVP of our platform. We need to scale into the markets, and we need to build on our product roadmap, which is very, very long, very, very deep, and very, very functional. We're bankers by trade. We know what we're doing. We focus on the fin. We don't focus on the tech, because the fin is the enabler. Thank you.
Thank you. Audax. So questions from jury?
You make it sound wonderful.
Yes. I have my groupies in the audience.
It's just so easy.
Following.
So I set up Solaris Bank in Germany, banking as a service. It's not that easy.
I know.
Yeah. It makes perfectly logical sense, but often when you're going out to the consumer and retail e-commerce side, it's not that easy to get them to do, and you have regulation to deal with. That delegation of enablement and onboarding doesn't always work. How are you dealing with all these regulators in all these countries that you may potentially take over with your solution?
Yeah. So look, when we went to market with our first customer, who is a global bank, who has regulatory oversight in the UK under the PRA, under Singapore under MAS, and then in the market that they deliver in. So we had our first product had to be regulated by 4 different regulators, 2 in one country, 2 in 2 other countries. And it is a hard slog, and there's a lot of education required with the regulator to get them over the line, to understand actually, in a true model, like Solaris as well, you're not creating a middleman. You're actually applying your existing regulatory framework to deliver on the service. The liability exists with the bank still. That's the first piece that you have to overcome, and it is a long haul, there's no doubt about it. But on the partner side, it's really about them seeing their risk-reward opportunity. Why are they deploying it? What is the use case they're trying to address? Cart abandonment from an e-commerce platform, capturing a new market of an underbanked or an underserved audience. It's really for that compelling use case to give the provider the reason why.
But what about on the distributor side, right? So the retail platform or the e-commerce platform becomes a distributor of financial services, which often comes under regulation. And a lot of these e-commerce platforms don't want to be dealing with regulation.
So we've taken a very distinct model on banking as a service, where the bank is the regulated entity. The partner that is actually doing the distribution is doing acquisition, but with our technology stack, the customer is onboarded through the bank's rails under the bank's regulator.